Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to hear from folks who are impacted by services in older Vermonters in adult day centers. So we're going to hear from Nicole and Mary. I'm sorry, are you Nicole? Who's Nicole?
They're both up.
They're okay, both of them. Okay.
They're both here.
All right, welcome to the House Human Services Committee, and thank you for meeting us. Can you hear us okay?
Yep, we can hear you okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm Nicole,
Okay,
and Mary is in the purple shirt. And Mary's gonna speak first, if that's okay.
that's absolutely a-okay.
Okay,
The floor is yours, Mary.
all right, go for it.
Hello, my name is Mary Button. I live in rural Vermont. I am 68 years old and have been coming to Care Partners Adult Day Center for about 9 years. I am on the Choices for Care program. Being on Choices for Care program has helped me in many ways, like getting my classes and having a caseworker. She helps with my medical, comes to my home, checks my blood pressure, and checks in with me at Care Partners. With Choices for Care, I would not have the support I need to live independently and in my community. I feel supported and have been happy with the program. Please continue to support the Choices for Care. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. And would you be able to have Nicole help you send that in to us so we can have it for the official record?
Yeah, absolutely, I can do that.
Okay, and you can send it to Lori Morse, who contacted you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody have any questions for Mary? Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sharing your experiences.
You're very welcome.
Okay, Nicole, floor is yours.
All right, so my name is Nicole Fournier Grisgrabber. I'm the Executive Director of Care Partners Adult Day Center in St. Albans, Vermont. Our services here include, a safe, encouraging environment where adults can come during the day. They receive assorted services like we help with medications and showers, social and therapeutic services, nutrition, nutritious meals, foot care, and valuable social interaction. I have been with Care Partners for about 6 months now. And I'm just going to share what I've learned and observed, in the last 6 months. So here are Care Partners, Choices for Care participants make up about 35% of the people who come here, and moderate needs, known as MNG, make up about 19%. And though we appreciate the reimbursement rate we're given, please know that it doesn't unfortunately cover the cost of the services we provide. In our building specifically, we're about 20% short with our expenses. And we also struggle to pay employees a livable wage and offer the benefits that we want to offer them and that they deserve to receive. We're at 65% capacity. What is holding us back from being at full capacity is absenteeisms, approval processes, and transportation challenges. In the last 6 months, we've lost over $100,000 in absenteeisms alone. Year to date, I'm at about a $30,000 deficit, and I don't have a cash reserves. It's scary. Transportation is another challenge. We've had to turn down at least a half a dozen people because we can't get buses for them. Right now, it's actually easier for me to get people here from Chittenden County than it is in Franklin County where we reside. So we are growing our Chittenden County partnership and are working with SSTA and have a bus running from Chittenden County 3 days a week here. Which is helping. We love the case management teams and the agencies that we work with. They do an outstanding job, though we do recognize they're often overwhelmed, and it can be challenging to get somebody approved for a program, especially on moderate needs funding. which makes it hard to utilize the available funding. One individual that is now coming here, it took me 4 months to get approval, just because things were just so backed up in casework. I believe knowledge is power, so discussions like this are good. With that said, I appreciate the time you made for Mary and I today and your dedication to Vermonters. And please, I invite you all to come visit our Adult Day Center.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
That's good.
Appreciate that. The vacancy, the absenteeism and vacancy rate, we heard about that earlier in testimony. I'm not sure which day it was now, but from the association that said, essentially that's going to be probably about $2 million across all the adult day providers for the whole year. And as you know, you're small nonprofits and you don't have cash reserves like hospitals or even our designated agencies. So appreciate the fact that you are doing your best to try to figure everything out and how to keep being there as a resource for people in your community.
Of course. Yes. Thank you.
Questions? Yeah, questions for Nicole or Mary? Okay, go ahead, Representative Bishop and then Representative Noyes.
Right, just clarification from the chair or from the witnesses so that I can better understand the question of the absenteeism. So if someone is enrolled in the program and cannot make it on a given day, program does not receive funds, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And has there been discussion or a move to try to make it on enrollment based rather than attendance based? I'm thinking but somewhat in the context that I'm used to in pre-K, where there's been a discussion of that and moves made. Is that?
This is, the legislature actually tried to work with VABS about the Association of Adult Day Providers to consider requesting from Dale a different mechanism. And they keep being told by Dale that, well, it's Medicaid funds and you can't do that. And it's not accurate, lots of, we pay for Medicaid funds for people in nursing homes and they're only required to have an 80% occupancy before there's any negative, negative impact on their rate. So could there be an enrollment-based reimbursement? Yes, there could be an enrollment-based reimbursement. And there could be a, attendance-based reimbursement that accounted for absentees as well. There's different ways to do it. But there can be a policy around absentees. So that's something for us to think about as we think about how to address some of these issues.
Thank you for that clarification.
Go ahead, Rep. Noyes.
Thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate it. I'm really interested in just hearing more about transportation issues. Is it that there's not the adequate funding in the E&D transportation money, or is it just people who, if you could just talk more about what's causing that, or if you have any ideas of what we can do to help that, because people can't get there.
Right. So, in Franklin County, GMT, right now there's some fear. There's talk that RCT will be assuming GMT in the next year or so. But the challenges, through my discussion with the transportation department is busing. So there's just not enough buses. So we have a bus, going to Richford and it can hold 18, but, with walkers and wheelchairs, we're down to about 8 or 9 people that bus can actually hold. And that is the only bus that goes to Richford. So there's some people in Richford that could come, but they can't just because there's not room on that bus. And then the other area that's not covered at all is the Fairfield area, which is pretty rural and honestly only about 6 miles from our center. And there's not a bus that currently runs to Fairfield, and the people that they're picking up in Fairfax is it's some volunteers that they have found that to drive their cars. So it seems like there's a busing driver challenge. I haven't heard that there's necessarily a O&D or funding challenge through Medicaid or O&D. I haven't heard that. So I can't speak to it
Okay.
of funding. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any other questions for these folks? Thank you for sharing your
Yeah.
experiences, both being a provider and being a recipient of services. And it always helps us to make more informed decisions when we can hear from people directly who will be impacted by the work that we do. So thank you very much for being here today.
You're welcome.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you for the work that you do. We appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
alrighty. So we have legal aid coming next. And I'm not sure, are they, yeah, are they going to be,
Susan's coming online, she's not here yet.
Yeah.
but-
and Callie's here? Okay, so you got another break for 10 minutes, so.